From the huge emptiness of space to the deepest parts of our oceans, our planet is a place of amazing beauty and wonder. For a long, long time, people have tried to understand how nature works. And again, we learn that nature has secrets we haven't found yet. Come with me as we travel to faraway places to explore some of the strangest and most puzzling natural events ever seen. These are events so odd, so awesome, that they make us rethink how we see the world. Get ready to be amazed as we look into the unknown and uncover the mysteries of Earth's strangest natural events. Death Valley in California is a place of extremes. It's super hot and the land is bare, but even in this empty place there are amazing things. On the flat, dry plains of Racetrack Playa, a mystery has puzzled scientists and visitors for a long time. Big rocks, some weighing hundreds of pounds, seem to move across the desert, as if something unseen is pushing them. These are the sailing stones, leaving long trails behind them in the hard ground. For many years, how they moved was a puzzle, leading to many guesses. Some thought it was animals, or maybe the strong desert winds. But it wasn't until recently that we found the real reason, a rare mix of ice and wind. During the cold desert nights, a thin layer of ice forms on the ground. As the sun comes up and the ice melts, it makes the ground slippery. At the same time, soft winds blow, pushing the rocks forward, leaving their trails in the mud. It's a slow process, but over time these things create a sight that's both fascinating and mysterious. Our next strange event takes us high into the sky, where we see an amazing display of light and colour. They're called fire rainbows, but they're not made of fire, and they're not really rainbows. These bright arcs of colour, often looking like flames dancing in the sky, are a rare type of halo, made when sunlight and ice crystals high up in the air mix. For these beautiful sights to happen, everything has to be just right. The sun has to be high in the sky, and we need special clouds made of ice crystals. As sunlight goes through these ice crystals, it bends and spreads out like light going through a prism. The shape of the ice crystals acts like a prism, separating the sunlight into different colours. Unlike regular rainbows, which are made by light shining through raindrops, fire rainbows need very specific conditions, making them a rare and special sight. Now we go to the freezing waters of the Arctic and Antarctic, where something deadly and fascinating happens under the surface. Here, in the deep ocean, we find the Brinicle, a scary example of nature's power. Imagine an underwater icicle growing down from the surface, covered in a thin layer of ice. These are Brinicles, sometimes called ice fingers of death. They form when seawater freezes and pushes out the salt, making a super salty water that's heavier than regular water. This heavy water sinks and freezes the water around it, making a hollow tube of ice. This is a deadly trap for sea creatures. As the Brinicle grows, it can trap small animals in ice. It shows us how hard it is to survive in these extreme places. Chapter 4. The Morning Glory Cloud. In the wide open area of the Australian outback, something amazing happens every spring. The Morning Glory Cloud. This rare and amazing cloud, a single huge roll cloud, shows up in the early morning sky, stretching for hundreds of miles. Imagine a giant tube of cloud rolling across the sky like a wave. The Morning Glory Cloud is amazing to see. Its smooth, long shape, very different from the usual puffy clouds. This happens most often in Queensland, Australia, where special weather conditions create this awesome sight. While scientists aren't totally sure what causes it, they think it has to do with winds from the sea, temperature changes, and something called a gravity wave. As the cloud rolls across the sky, it's a dramatic sight, often with sudden strong winds and quick changes in air pressure. For people who fly gliders, it's a dream, letting them fly along the wave-like shape of the cloud. Chapter 5. Catatumbo Lightning. In Venezuela, where the Catatumbo River meets Lake Maracaibo, the sky is full of lightning. Here, night after night, lots of lightning lights up the sky, something called Catatumbo lightning. For hundreds of years, this remote place has had one of the most amazing light shows on Earth. Thousands of lightning strikes every hour light up the sky, making it seem like a never-ending lightning storm. This amazing event is probably caused by a special mix of geography and weather. Warm, wet air from the Caribbean Sea crashes into cold air coming down from the Andes Mountains, creating unstable weather. As these air masses clash, strong winds up and down are created, forming huge thunderclouds. These thunderclouds, filled with moisture, become supercharged, making lots and lots of lightning. The Catatumbo lightning isn't just a cool sight, it's also an important part of the local environment, affecting everything from where plants and animals live to what's in the air. Chapter 6. Fairy Circles. Our trip now takes us to the dry lands of Namibia and Australia, where a different kind of mystery waits. Spread across the desert floor, like dots on a huge canvas, are millions of circles of bare earth, each with a ring of taller grass around it. These are the fairy circles, mysterious formations that have puzzled scientists and inspired local stories for a long time. From a few feet to over 60 feet across, these perfect circles of bare earth create a strange and otherworldly landscape. Over the years, many ideas have been suggested to explain how they form. Some think it's termites, their underground activity changing the soil and stopping plants from growing. Others think it's because plants are competing for water, with stronger plants taking water from the center, creating a circle of plants. Whatever the reason, the fairy circles remain a mystery, showing how powerful nature is in shaping the land in ways we don't fully understand. Chapter 7. Bioluminescent Bays. Imagine a place where the sea glows with a blue light, where each wave makes a shower of living stars. These are the bioluminescent bays, magical places where tiny creatures make the ocean glow. In a few places around the world, tiny organisms called dinoflagellates, a type of sea plankton, can make light. When something moves them, like a wave, a boat, or even a swimmer, these dinoflagellates flash a blue-green light, creating an amazing and unforgettable sight. These glowing bays aren't just beautiful, they're also important for the environment. The dinoflagellates are sensitive to changes in the water, showing us if the water is healthy. As we enjoy the beauty of these glowing waters, we remember how everything in nature is connected and how important it is to protect even the smallest and strangest creatures. Chapter 8. Moeraki Boulders. Our last trip takes us to the windy beaches of New Zealand, where we find giant stone balls formed over millions of years by the power of the sea. These are the Moeraki boulders, huge round rocks scattered along Kekohe Beach. Imagine walking on the beach and seeing these giant round stones, some over 6 feet tall, sitting on the sand like giant marbles. These strange boulders are not just rocks, they are concretions, formed over a very long time by chemicals in the water. As ancient sea creatures died and sank to the bottom of the ocean, their remains, full of calcium carbonate, became the center of these concretions. Over time, layers of minerals slowly built up around these centers, forming the round shapes we see today. The Moeraki boulders, with their unusual shapes and smooth surfaces, have inspired many legends and stories. They show us how powerful geological processes are in creating beauty and wonder in unexpected places. These amazing events, from the strange moving rocks to the never-ending lightning, remind us that the Earth is not just where we live. It's a world full of mysteries waiting to be explored. From hot deserts to icy poles, nature keeps surprising us with its strange and beautiful creations. So, next time you look at the sky or down at the ground, remember, the world is full of wonders. Some we've seen, and others we haven't found yet. There's always something new to learn, something amazing. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more explorations into the strange and beautiful things that make our planet so special. Come with us as we continue to explore the wonders of our world.